Right, Andy. In your most recent position with your last employer, could you briefly describe what your role was within the company?
Okay, my role in the previous company was as operations director, so that was looking after the day-to-day activities of the operations and effectively managing the supply chain.
And what was the turnover?
The turnover was around about 40 million,
Employing?
just under 200 people.
Was that at its biggest, or was it reduced in
No,
size?
it's reduced significantly because a lot of the operations over the last few years have been outsourced or transferred to our operation in Southeast Asia to lower the cost base.
And what was it? What was the size?
And it's peaking around 2,000. We had a peak of just over 400 people on the site, so it was a relatively large concern.
And the turnover was?
At the time then, the turnover would be about 31, 32 million.
Right, okay. And obviously the downsizing is one of the reasons why you decided to pursue other career opportunities, so you could get a role perhaps more suited to your capability and obviously your career goals.
Yeah, it was a big decision to take. I'd been there a number of years, but yeah, because of the downsizing of the operation, it wasn't as challenging as it had been, and I didn't see the longer term potential there. Hence the reason for looking for a more suitable, challenging position.
In the NLP program, Andy, we've introduced neurolinguistic programming as a sort of platform for personal development. How do you feel this has helped you?
Okay, well, a couple of things. First of all, until the day I met yourself and Gary a number of months ago, I'd never heard of NLP, so it was completely new, and I know you put the concept to me about NLP, and that forms a large basis of the program that you offer, the New Dawn program. It's been very effective in setting stretch targets and setting goals for myself, and that's helped me specifically so in my own personal development. So I've set goals in my own life, my own personal life, as well as my working life, a real stretch target, and it's helped me push a lot further. It's also helped to develop my confidence an awful lot, and through the use of body language and understanding body language better, being able to enter into rapport much more quickly with potential employees or just anyone in general. So it really has been a real confidence boost to me and myself. I've also identified the real power of the body language as well in meetings. I took the opportunity to look around what was going on in meetings, and it's quite quick to identify who's actually engaged in a meeting, even though they're not saying anything, or who isn't engaged. And of course you can bring that valuable contribution from people back into that.
So it's helped you it would help you in your next role in actually managing people and getting the best out of them?
So it really has helped, yeah. I mean, people are your greatest resource, and you hold a meeting, you want to get the absolute best out of the team, you want everyone engaged in it, and I would certainly be very quick to identify who is engaged, who isn't, and try and change things to get them more engaged and get the best use of it. And it's really helped my efforts to secure the next opportunity. I'm on the borderline of a number of offers, but without the confidence, without being able to enter into that rapport with potential employers, I think I would have struggled. So it's been a real benefit to myself.
Do you think it's given you an advantage over other candidates applying for the same role?
Absolutely no question. If someone was there with the same skills, and I'm sure there are the same degree of skills that I am, same educational background, etc., it's given me the edge that you have to have an edge on other people, and yes, it definitely has. It's given me that competitive advantage over other candidates.
Because your ratio of shortlist interviews and interviews to applications is quite high, really, isn't it?
It is, yes, and that also is reflects the hard work that was put in with the rest of the New Dawn programme.
And your ratio of applications to interviews is approximately?
It's it's around 1 in 10.
Right.
So in today's market, that's quite high.
Well, it is, as we're sort of still suffering the effects of the recession, and whether the green shoots of recovery are growing or not is a matter of conjecture.
Yeah.
Andy, in terms of the programme you've been through, and I know you selected us from a number of other market-leading providers that your company facilitated your meetings with. How do you think you would have fared if you selected one of the other alternatives?
Okay.
What's your view on that?
Well, first of all, I can only surmise how I would have fared,
Of course.
because ultimately I didn't go with them. But for sure, the breadth of the knowledge and the in-depth training that I've received from yourselves and the ongoing training, I would doubt other providers would go to the extremes that of help and support that I've received from yourself and Gary, and it is absolutely tailored to the individual. Whereas my concern with some of the other programs, it was more of a generic program. One program rather suits everyone okay with small tweaks. This is absolutely tailor-made to you as an individual, and that's what set you aside, and that was my decision to go with you, because it was so different, so tailor-made and supportive than the other programs.
And do you feel you've had the level of support you expected?
I feel I've had a lot more than I expected. You have absolutely surpassed my expectations by a long stretch. Whenever I have an issue or a problem, I can come and talk to you guys about it. I can have the help and support. We're constantly communicating that support. It is always there. You're always interested how I'm doing. If I have any questions, if I need any details on companies, etc., you're there giving that support. It really is absolutely tailor-made, and you are really supportive in this program.
Well, thanks very much for that, Andy. And finally, before I let you escape, and entirely unprompted by me, what would you say to anybody who was considering a number of outplacement providers to deliver their program to them?
Okay. Well, number one, I would go and look at a couple of other people, but I would absolutely definitely consider yourself serious, because first of all, there was no other provider I was aware of covered NLP. No other provider offered the resource and the background and the continuing development that you've been able to offer. So for sure, compare yourselves against others, but I'm quite sure in the market there's no one offering that type of unique program, and I would highly recommend it, absolutely highly recommend it to anyone.
Thanks very much, Andy. Thanks a
Okay,
lot, and
no
good
problem.
luck with your next career move.
And thank you for your help and support.
Cheers.